Hi guys, welcome to A Godly Home. So I have been doing a lot of crocheting and I'm going to show you here in a minute the finished dishcloth and then an additional washcloth project using the 100% cotton yarn. But before I do, I just want to say that I have received so many views on the last video with Corey driving the log truck that it has been crazy. And I get a lot of new subscribers in from that video. So the channel is getting very strange because when I first started doing those logging style videos, I was doing them because I thought my current viewers would just enjoy seeing, what that's like. But now my primary subscribers are men. And now I'm doing cooking and crocheting and whatever. So after a lot of thought this morning, I decided all I can do is just produce the kind of videos that I produce, and they'll be a little bit for everybody. So if you are here for crocheting and there's a lot of vlogging, just don't think I'm giving up on crocheting. We'll get back to that. If you're here for cooking and there's a lot of vlogging, we'll get back to that. If you're here for logging, and that's the only reason why you subscribed, then there will be those videos, but there will be a lot of other topics too. Okay, enough of that. Let's see what I've been working on. Let's crochet this dishcloth. Show you what to do for a dishcloth if you have a skein left like I do. Okay, we are just going to chain, make our loop. Then we're going to half single crochet in the third loop. So not that one, not that one, but that one. Okay, we're going to go ahead and we are going to half single crochet in every loop across. If you have never crocheted before and you need more instruction how to start the chain, how to do the half double crochet, check out the video that I did last week on crocheting the dish towel, and I show it very slowly there. Okay, just like on the towel, once you get your first row done, every row you're just going to chain 2, turn, do a half double crochet in every hole. No skipping anything on all the other rows, okay? You're just going to go through and you're going to do those half double crochets. And all you are going to do this project is go until you're out of yarn and then, weave in your ends. That's it. Okay, so here is that finished dishcloth that was simply just the half double crochets, the whole length of it, like what we had been doing on the dish towel. I did not end up using the full skein. I stopped before I got to the end, but you can use the full skein. I'll leave that up to you, how you want to handle that. This is what it looks like. I did weave in the ends. Now, I still had yarn left. So on the package, there was a pattern. Let me get the package. Okay, so on the pattern, there was a pattern. There's the package for a crocheted granny square they're calling it a dishcloth, but it doesn't matter. You can use these as a dishcloth or a washcloth. Well, the way the pattern was written was inaccurate, and I had to adjust it. So I will tell you how I got this started, and then I'm going to kind of work on sewing in my ends, which, you know, again, if you don't know how to do that, you'll be able to see some of that here. I started it like a regular granny square. In the center here, I chained 4 and joined it, and then I put 4 clusters of double crochets in the center, with chain 2s in between each cluster. Okay, then all I did on all the other rounds was a double crochet in every stitch, and then in the corners I did 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets all the way around, and I just kept going. Now the pattern said 8 rounds, but I wanted to make it extra large if it was going to be a washcloth, so that there would be plenty, you know, of washcloth there to scrub the body with, and these do shrink a little bit. So I went 10 rounds, and then all I did to finish it off is I did a round of single crochets all the way around, and that was putting 3 single crochets in the corner and a single crochet in every stitch. And that is it. And it turned out pretty good. For some reason, it's hard for you to see the design, but I will try to show you the design of it better if I can here. There we go. Okay. So it made like 4 triangles with the center. It's very, very pretty. And of course, with the cotton yarn, you get a lot of this, like, because cotton is stretchy, you get a lot of this, like where it doesn't want to lay quite flat. And I will remedy that by just folding it up nicely and storing it that way, and it will come out of that. Okay, let's talk about why I'm making these gifts, how I'm going to give these gifts, and that kind of stuff while I sit here and work at sewing off these ends. So originally, last winter, I designed the hanging dish towel pattern. Marissa and I had decided to have like a crafting day, and I had finished the project I was working on and decided, hey, I just might as well start something for crochet that can be given as a gift. And I thought, what do I want to do? And Becky had been on this kick about, you know, crochet dish towels. And I had always done them like where you just crochet across the top of a dish towel to hang them. So I knew how to do that part. And then I thought, well, why couldn't I just crochet the whole towel and then do that? So I designed the pattern that day. And then I was talking with my daughter-in-law, and I said, I'd like to have a little something for your mother for Christmas, something that is handmade by me, and we're going to go do like a little Christmas gathering with her mother and her mother's family. And she said the towel, that her mother liked crochet things, and she told me what her mother's favorite colors were, which led to me buying this variegated yarn that I have been working with. So, my thoughts on this. For anybody who likes handmade things, the towel is perfect. You can think about, like, would they prefer this, do you think, in the bathroom, or would they prefer this in the kitchen? And if you're looking to give a little more than the towel, in my case, I'm not, because I don't want to give a gift to where she feels like she should have given me a gift. But let's say it's for somebody that's closer to you and you want to give a little bit more. What could you put with the towel? Well, if you think they're going to use it in the kitchen, you could put a nice dish soap. You could even put like a nice dish soap and an empty jar that's used like for olive oil, you know, one of those glass jars, so that they could put the dish soap in there, or like a nice hand pump for the dish soap that would be beautiful by their sink, thinking about what their style is, you know, what color is their kitchen. Like even when you pick their yarn, think about these things. And then you could put, you know, if you want to do a whole kitchen set, you could put some scouring pads, a sponge, you know, whatever. You could even do it up like a little gift basket. So what's nice with this gift is it's good as is, or you can add to it to bulk it up a little bit. Or you could do like hand cream, right, to go with the towel, because they're going to be drying their hands on it. Just a minute, I have coffee that's got to be shut off over there. So then, let's say you think they're going to use it in the bathroom. Okay, you could do hand soap, the little things of it, or if they have like a hand soap dispenser that they use in the bathroom and they just fill it, then you could get them the big things to refill their hand soap. And then on the washcloth, I'm going to be giving this one to my daughter-in-law and son's roommate. And I got a little gift that I'm giving to her, and this will go in there. I'll probably show that when I put that gift together. But in the meantime, I make homemade soap. So she will definitely, with this washcloth, be getting a bar of my homemade soap. She really likes crochet things too, so I know that she will really like this. Now, like my mother, she really isn't into crochet washcloths, towels, that kind of stuff. She's more into like crochet doilies and stuff, so I won't be giving her one of these. So anyhow, just think about who you're giving the gift to and how you think they would like to receive it. So I'm almost done with this. I wanted to mention, what if you knit instead of crochet? I can knit a little bit, but I'm not very good at it. You can make a simple, basic dishcloth or washcloth knitting by simply casting on 32 stitches and just knitting the whole thing. That will give you a nice square knit dishcloth or washcloth. And of course, if you want it larger, just cast on more stitches. Now, if you want something fancier for a dishcloth, usually this yarn will come with a dishcloth pattern for knitting, or you can find a free one online. But even this one here has a feather and fan knit dishcloth pattern right there. And, you know, I don't know if it's accurate. I haven't tried it. But with the 100% cotton yarn, you absolutely can knit if you prefer to, you know, instead of the crochet. That's the way my grandmother always did them, was knit. When you really get those woven in tight, sometimes it can be very hard to get it pulled through. And the tighter you can get them woven in, you know, the better, because it won't come out. I prefer the metal hooks, metal needles, I mean, for this, better for that reason than the plastic ones, because I can really get it in there much tighter. So this one doesn't fold up very good as a square where it's kind of done in triangles. So I'm going to see if it might fold up nicer as a triangle for gift giving. Okay, there it is, completed. And absolutely fold it on the triangle. There we go. Okay, let's make some labels for these now. So I have this paper bag, and I really like the looks of paper bag because it looks, you know, kind of country, natural, handmade, you know. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to trim this straight. All right, and it's printed, but it's not on the opposite side. Okay, so it can make a pretty decent little label. A stamp pad, nothing fancy, but a stamp pad and the alphabet. And I'm sure we all have paper bags. Trying to make these, you know, as inexpensive, these projects, as possible. Now, if you're giving, like, let's say, just the dishcloth, you could just put it in one of those brown paper lunch sacks and decorate that up also. But I'm going to be giving this as part of a gift. It's just a black stamps pad here. And I find with these, it's better to try not to do it straight, because if you try to do it straight, you will never get it straight. So make it look like you didn't want to get it straight. That's the secret. Then also from Temu, these little stamps. And I'm just going to staple it. Or, you know, I would if my stapler would work. Okay. And there we have that. And there they are, all finished. I think they look awesome packaged like this. These are a couple more I've made. This one is just the one that's all half double crochets, only I made it larger, like the size that I made that larger washcloth. And then this one over here is done by alternating between a half double crochet and a slip stitch all the way across. Now for packaging these up, tagging them, I'm thinking I'm going to make a little paper tag that's slit and slides over the button and hangs down and states what it is. And I'm going to do that at a paper bag too. So I just took the strip of paper bag and I just angled it at the top and rounded it at the bottom and put a slit midway right in here to put through the button.